This is the case of Robert Fisher, Part 1. If you want to know more about this case and how he mysteriously disappeared after being the main suspect in his family's murder, please continue watching.
You are watching Roll a Mile in My Shoes TV.
Robert William Fisher was born on April 13th, 1961 in Brooklyn, New York. His father was William Fisher, a banker, and his mother was Jan Howell. They had 3 children, Robert and 2 daughters. The parents divorced in 1967 when Robert was 15. After this, he and his sisters went to live with their father in Arizona. All 3 of the children attended Shaharo High School in Tucson, Arizona. According to friends and relatives, the divorce was turbulent and had long-lasting effects on Robert. A friend from high school stated that Robert was very bitter about it. Fisher reportedly spoke of his parents' separation with co-workers at Mayo Clinic Hospital close to the time of the murders and once confided to an associate that his life would have been different had Jan not left the family. In my opinion, although Robert was very bitter about his parents divorcing and what he calls his mother leaving the family or whatever, he, would later grow up to find some stability in his adult life when he enlisted in the United States Army and attempted to become part of the SEALs. But even though he attempted that part of it, he was unsuccessful because, as many of you know, the Navy SEALs, they have grueling training practices to make sure that you are physically and mentally cut out for the missions that they may send you on. Even though he was an avid outdoorsman and a fisherman and all that, I guess, that wasn't enough to qualify him to be mentally and physically tough enough to join the Navy SEALs, but nevertheless, he enjoyed doing those outdoor activities. But later on, he would go to work in the medical field and become a firefighter and many more things. Robert Fisher married his wife, Mary Cooper, in 1987 after they met. He was described as a cruel and distant control freak towards his family. He and his wife fought about sex and money, with Mary taking a job that she told friends was a security fund. Fisher once turned a garden hose on Mary after he perceived her to have spoken out of turn. And I mean, in today's world, we all know this as abuse because I'm pretty sure, that is not something that her father or her parents would do to her, like, hitting her or whatever with the garden hose. And this man, he probably was abusive in more ways than what I have come across when researching this case. So there may be bits and pieces of things that they might have left out of the article or whatever, but this is one particular time where we know that he attacked her by using this garden hose just because he felt like she was talking back or talking when he felt like she shouldn't be. And I'm starting to see this man as a real control freak because his friend once said that he tried to teach the daughter and the son how to swim, and so he decided to get the brilliant idea to throw them off the side of a boat, to teach them how to swim. And he said his son and the daughter were crying and screaming, and he pulled them back in the boat and said, "Now, how is that?" And also, he would not allow the walls in their home to be painted anything other than white, and only a very few number of pictures could be put on the wall. And also, his wife's mother, which is Mary, his wife, her mother, made quilts, and he would not allow her to hang them up either. So she had to put them in a closet and store them away. And after a while, he would start telling her, "Don't you think it's time you started getting rid of that stuff?" Like, as if it were some ratty, torn piece of clothing, or some dirty quilt that they no longer wanted. But these quilts, were meant to be hanged and admired, as most people do. If they're not using them, they'll normally hang them up somewhere in their home. But since this man was a control freak and a psycho, he decided that that wasn't gonna happen. Now, as we usually already know with the control freaks and psychos, they'll still try to hang on to this picture of what the outside world should see them as. And he wanted to hold up this picture to society as a devoted husband and family man, like he was super dad or dad of the year, which in reality, I'm pretty sure his kids and wife would disagree. Now, a couple of weeks before the murder, it's been reported by a hunting companion that Robert told him that he was going to renew his commitment to his family. But unfortunately, on April 9th, 2001, a neighbor reported hearing a loud argument coming from inside the Fisher home at about 10 p.m. And I think this is when things got out of hand. But unfortunately, guys, that brings me to the end of this video, at least part one. I will keep going about the rest of the case in part two. So if you like this video so far, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down in the comment section below, and let me know what you think. And if you are not already subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.